These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another How About Them Celtics video. Sam and I are here recording Tuesday, May 14th. I just got back from Cleveland. I spent the whole day in the car, and we're here talking about Jayson Tatum. Thank you. Reminder, as always, leave a like on the video. Subscribe. How was the drive?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, actually. We split it 3 ways, both ways, so it was really, easy. Definitely worth saving the money. Only had to fill up, I think, 4 times.
What did you pay total?
Me
Roughly.
Personally, or us as a whole?
You.
Not including food and general shit there, it was probably $250.
Oh, not bad at all.
Not at all.
Compared
Very
to
easy.
double that at least last time.
Miami was $1,000. Yeah. So shout out Cleveland. Cleveland was cool too. I actually genuinely had a good time. It was good. Shout out Cleveland. A little bit of a bad rep. Anyways, we're talking Jayson Tatum. Reminder, as always, leave a like on the video, subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We'd appreciate it very much. But the bulk of today's video, and we're going to tie in some other stuff, but Ben Rohrbach of Yahoo Sports wrote an article. Jayson Tatum is a superstar and a mere mortal. Why aren't we okay with that? And go read the article if you haven't yet. But basically, he goes into this obsession, which we kind of talked about this earlier in the playoffs. This obsession with being basically an asshole. As every superstar has to kind of be a dick, right? The way he leads it in, for whatever reason, we want our NBA champions to have what we call, quote, a killer's instinct. Jordan epitomized it. Kobe Bryant followed suit. Kawhi Leonard might have gotten there for a minute. In what other world would we enjoy this? Where else would Jordan being lauded for berating, even punching teammates, calling them fat, stupid losers and garbage men, declaring, I'm going to ridicule you until you get on the same level with me. Fans of the Chicago Bulls booed deceased architect of 6-time champion before his widow for little reason but the way Jordan portrayed him. It's true. They did.
I forgot about that.
And he says, which brings us to Jayson Tatum, who's more of an emo superstar. He's killed for it. Vulnerability is considered weakness in sports until it isn't, and the Boston Celtics forward is floating between. There was another one that went out on Twitter, a little snippet that I thought, what's it called? Epitomizes this sort of concept well. If athletes weighed their legacies every step of their careers as we do, there'd be no joy in this game. They can succumb to it, and when they do, we'll be there to hammer them for it, put pressure on them, and blame them for not carrying it until they do. And when we try to share it, it's, I knew he could do it. No, you didn't. We spent 20 years debating every step of LeBron's career, blasting him each time he loses when he shouldn't have and wins when he should have. And that's LeBron James. What hope does anyone else have of avoiding this pitfall? Players may as well enjoy the ride because we certainly don't. Deep down, we understand this, even as we criticize Tatum for expressing it. Keep it to yourself so we can craft the facade of a killer's instinct. For if Tatum wins with the Celtics, we might have to look within. And I think this goes back to Tatum's comments on toughness. Why does toughness have to be the guy screaming on the court? Jaylen Brown can be all, yeah, this is unacceptable, do this. And it can be okay for Jayson Tatum just to be a mild-mannered dude. That doesn't mean he doesn't care. He just expresses his emotions in a different way, and people are not okay with that. And it's frustrating. And I think it's the big reason why he gets as much hate as he does.
Yeah, I just think the fatigue gets to people too. They're sick and tired of seeing Jayson Tatum and the Celtics towards the top of the league every year and always in the conversation on who will win the championship. Yet they have not gotten there yet. They haven't won. And when that happens, people are like, okay, why are we still fucking talking about this guy? He's not going to win. Obviously, we see it every year. Every year it happens. I've seen people compare him to Dak Prescott of the Cowboys. I've seen people just say he will never get there. People, like you mentioned, want him to be KG. That's just not who he is. But he still seems to be a pretty good leader for the Celtics team. He does a good job of reading the situation most of the time. He's not somebody that's going out publicly and bashing guys. He's not somebody that's going out publicly and bringing negative attention to the team. He's very mild-mannered. Usually gives pretty good answers to the press. Is thoughtful. He gave that nice little, I don't know if I would call it a rant. We'll say spiel. Shout out to Kawhi. Doesn't know where the guy's sitting at. About the kind of expectations that are put on the Celtics and everybody's saying they're a super team, but then they're not a super team with the awards, which came off as crybaby-ish, but it really wasn't, I don't think. And you were there. You don't think it was crybaby-ish either. But he's somebody that you should trust. And if you could pick anybody to be the personality of the best guy in your team, it would be probably him. Maybe you wouldn't pick him to be your superstar. There are guys you would rather have playing for your team. But in terms of the very limited distractions, the interest / engagement he has with the game, you can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Listen, everyone's obsessed with Anthony Edwards right now. Obsessed.
Sure are. A little less after they lost 2 in Minnesota.
Well, exactly. He got blown up by 27 points. 27. Only took 15 shots, was 8 of 15, 3 of 8, so he's relatively efficient, but had a 19, 6, and 5, was a minus 32 in the game. He played 37 minutes. This isn't like, oh, he only took that many shots because it was garbage time. No, he's just bad. Just didn't play well. After the game, Anthony Edwards comes out, says, that's all on me. We got to be better. It's all my fault. And everyone's like, this is what we want from Tatum. No, it's fucking not. Jayson Tatum said that exact line, bar for bar, for years. And all anyone said was, well, then fucking do it then. What's wrong? Like, don't just say it, do it. But guys, like, everyone is so prisoner of the moment that it is anything you say in a moment after a loss is unacceptable unless they like you. And since everyone likes Anthony Edwards right now, that was the perfect thing to say. People don't know what they want from Tatum because Tatum, this is the real Tatum. Tatum spent so many years trying to appease like, oh yeah, I'll be better, I'll do this. And now he's just completely chilled, living game to game, happy playing the sport he loves and trying to win at the highest level. Like, you can be happy and also like be competitive. Like those you can do both. You don't have to be fucking miserable to win at the highest level, right? Like there was something that came out. Sorry, I had to cough. From Celtics practice, and Tatum was like laughing, or Derek White was laughing, and somebody on Twitter was like, why are these guys laughing? They just lost game 2. Like, what? Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch all the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into 1,000 with basketball, hockey, college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. One of our favorite picks here at the How About Them Celtics podcast is the Jrue Holiday blocks. It's usually 0.5. He just needs more than 0.5 blocks. That means 1 Jrue Holiday block. And that pick is in the bag. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. The whole idea that these people are supposed to be fucking miserable and hate themselves for a 36-hour period between games is the most human pile of dog shit garbage I've ever seen in my life. If you are not able to separate like some sort of joiner, like if that was the case, then everybody on the Pistons would be fucking horrendous right now. Like you've got to have some other joy and understand that, like, one, it's one game in a series and they're up 3-1 now. Who would have fucking thought? And 2, like, it's a game. Like, I get wanting to win at the highest level, but like Tatum wants that. Like, Tatum has worked his whole career to try to win at the highest level, gotten nothing but shit since maybe his like 3rd year in the league, and he can't win. Like, he's not allowed to smile at practice. And this comment about the smiling, by the way, was on like a Derek White post. Like, that's the guy you're coming at? Like, that just tells me how miserable people are. And also, that's what you're seeing isn't practice. Everyone's like, they're not practicing hard. The media doesn't get to watch practice or shoot around. We're watching after practice, after shoot around. Like, these guys getting in extra work and just having a little fun while they do it. Like, I hate how absolutely miserable fans are, and Tatum gets a huge brunt to it. So credit to him for the way he carries himself and is just himself regardless of everything. I'd hate the media too if a lot of the shit came out surrounding him. Like, talk about his play, talk about his inefficiency. He needs to hit more shots. Yeah, absolutely. He needs to make better decisions with his shot selection. Yeah, absolutely. But like going after his character, like, what are we doing? Like, what has he shown us ever that has told him he doesn't have a good like? I think the whole needs to be a killer mindset is the most wild, overrated bullshit. Like, I think home whites are more important than that. And you know how I feel about that bullshit. Like, it just, God, can we
Hey,
breathe?
be careful
Like,
with your words.
being a good team is being a good team. The Celtics are a damn good team. Jayson Tatum led them there, and his mindset is exactly where it needs to be. And he doesn't need to appease people any other way.
I mean, I think killer mindset or instinct, whatever you want to call it, is a thing and it has a place, but it's not on one person. It's a team thing. That's my take on it. Like, and I think at times in game 4, you saw some killer instinct from the Celtics. Celtics came back after starting the game down 8-2, rip off a 19-2 run, and played some of the best basketball they played all season for stretches in that game, but they also took their foot off the gas. And people are just sick and tired of seeing them take their foot off the gas. And because he's the face of the team, he gets a lot of the blame for it, whether it's fair or not. And I don't think he should be blamed for it. I mean, we've done pods forever, Jack, and I love to pick on Tatum, but I don't really like to try and pick on his character. I don't think that's fair. I think I'm pretty fair when I pick on him. I think I'm just like, I wish you shot better shots sometimes. And that's usually it. I think he does a fine job of everything else. And like I said, I think he's somebody personality wise you should want to be the face of your franchise. I think he does a really good job carrying himself. I think he's somebody that is a respectable face of the Celtics. He has really, really good values, it seems. He's taking care of Deuce. He's somebody that wants to be a family man. There's just so many great things about Tatum and good things for, I guess, the kids to look up to, which sounds silly for us to say, but like it is a big part of sports. Like kids look up to these guys, rather him than plenty of other people in the NBA. But you know, of course he's gonna get blamed. It's what happens. I just think you shouldn't say unfair things if you're gonna blame somebody. But I do think criticism is fair at times. It doesn't mean you can't criticize the team. You just need to do it the right way.
People just confuse criticism with like berating. Like the criticism people use is the criticism that gets tossed around on talk shows where it's like, does Jayson Tatum have what it takes? Why can't we talk about like his shot selection? Why can't we like actually talk about what's on the court rather than going to the next step of his mindset's not there? Like Udonis Haslem, we can talk about this too. Udonis Haslem on ESPN today is like, Celtics haven't been battle tested. Shut like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? Like here, I'll pull it up. So this is
another classic case of maybe not everybody needs to have a microphone.
Yeah. Cam Tabatabai retweeted a whole like slew of tweets about the Celtics. First one, Mike Golick Jr. No clue how Celtics fans feel, but as an unbiased third party, I have to say watching this team is a largely joyless experience. Next one from Legion Hoops. It's aggregating. Kendrick Perkins. I'm so over Jayson Tatum. When is he going to arrive? He couldn't wait to get the postseason. Well, it's here. What are you going to do about it? It's in your hands. Meanwhile, Jayson Tatum's Celtics have lost the fewest games of any fucking playoff team, or tied for the fewest games of any playoff team, and are the only second-round team up 3-1 in their series. But yeah, when's he going to arrive? Winning's not enough anymore for Jayson Tatum. It's got to be more than that, apparently. Everyone has to win in the way they want him to win, which is fucking stupid. Udonis Haslem. I don't know if you want to be battle-tested in the finals. Kevin O'Connor. The Celtics have the easiest path to NBA Finals in history. No Jimmy Butler in round 1, no Jared Allen, and now no Donovan Mitchell in round 2. Next round will be the Knicks missing multiple key players to the young Pacers. No real challenge until the finals. Everyone is complaining and bitching and begging the Celtics to win. And now that they are in the playoffs, up 3-1 in the Eastern Conference semifinals, winning is not good enough. They have to win in the way everyone wants. Jayson Tatum has to lead and win in the way everyone wants, or else it's not good enough, and he sucks. The bar is a fucking moving tightrope of bullshit that they can't get over. And I'm not going to say they're perfect. I went in a whole rant. There was a comment under a pod today that said this might be the most critical I think Jack's ever been. Their offense sucked in game 4. It wasn't good, but we can be critical about what's on the court while also acknowledging, like, They won the game. Like, they won the fucking game. We could want them to be better without saying these guys, like, there's got to be like a better way to talk about this.
There's also
it's fucking exhausting.
There's like a lot of people that just don't know how to voice what they're feeling. Yeah, and I think that plays a role in this. Maybe not the people that you cite as examples, because it's literally their job to do so, but commenters, supporters, fans, they may not know exactly what it is that they're watching that they don't like, but they know they don't like it. And then they will either properly place the blame on him or just blindly do it because he's the face of the team. And I don't know if it's okay, but it's part of the game. It's what happens. And I'm not supporting it. I don't think he's somebody that should be, piled on here. Like you said, Celtics have done just about everything they possibly could do. Hate that they're losing game 2s at home, but they've won all of their road games. They've looked dominant. They have point differential of an average of 11 per game. Regular season was 11.4, and it was historic. So I don't know, man. They're doing kind of what they can do. Game 4 wasn't pretty, but they still managed to win it. And if you're complaining because the score differential against a Mitchell-less, Allen-less Cavs team was what it was, go for it. But at the same time, like, they didn't lose. Still didn't lose. And they count. I mean, if we want to talk about wins versus losses, did the Lakers have a banner for the closest sweep of all time last spring when they got swept by the Nuggets? But everyone was trying to tell us it was close. And then Denver won the finals. Like, they tried to discount what Denver did because they had not won a championship yet. Probably. That's a big part of it because they have nothing else to talk about. They would be like, well, yeah, they swept them, but it was close. Like, watch out for the Nuggets. They might not be as good as you think. That's what's happening to the Celtics. And I think Greeny has pinned it as winning tax or whatever he says. It's a really, really good metaphor for it. It's funny. Like, there is a price to pay for being good. The expectations are high. The good thing is, I don't really think the players care.
No,
I don't really think they care what we have to say, what any of the other reporters in the media room have to say. They certainly don't give a fuck what Perk has to say. That's for sure. I mean, hey, gang, let me tell you a little something about Game Time. The NBA playoffs have arrived. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Who doesn't want to get in on the fun? With Game Time, you can experience it with your own eyes. Get yourself great seats to games with even greater prices. That's right. You can save when getting your tickets with Game Time. It's an authorized ticket marketplace of the NBA, which makes getting those playoff tickets even faster and easier. Plus, the prices on Game Time usually go down the closer it gets to tip-off. Who doesn't love to save a little bit of money? I certainly do. I used Game Time back in March when I took the lady to a game. We went to see the Celtics play our Pistons, and it was great. I could look and see what the seat view would be just using the app. Didn't have to be surprised when I showed up. Plus, you do get those last-minute deals. They have the flash deals and zone deals. Zone deals, which you can choose a section of the arena and let Game Time choose those seats. You'll save a little bit of money that way. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I don't think it really gets to him. Tatum has been born into it with the Celtics. First season, joins the team, brings him to the conference finals. After that, expectations were sky high for the 18-19 team, which was a dumpster fire. He's just experienced all of it except for actually being on a bad team.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. The Celtics currently have the 8th highest margin of victory in playoff history.
Don't tell me that.
Ever.
I don't want to know that.
I'm not saying they're guaranteed a lock, whatever. Because this, and for what it's worth, this includes teams that have played, like the Milwaukee Bucks are number 1, or the MNL. I don't even know what team this is. The Minneapolis Lakers are number 1 at 18 because they played 3.
Greatest team of all time.
And they lost the series. That they had that fucking stupid shit in. So this doesn't matter. My point is, we can, like, criticize the Celtics. We can talk about what they've done wrong. Their offense was bad. I said it, but we can also acknowledge, like, it's here. Listen, this is how I wrapped up my article from the other day. On the one hand, the Celtics picked up a victory without their usual offensive profile. They buckled down, got to the charity stripe, and won largely without the three-pointer. On the other, the Cavaliers forced them out of their preferred play style, a play style that led them to the best record in the NBA and has had an overwhelming level of success. Rather than fighting to play the game on their own terms, they succumbed to the Cavs' pressure. They played the games on Cleveland's terms, but they beat them anyways. Boston's offense was less than encouraging on Monday night, but a win is a win. They all count the same on the path to banner 18. The Missoula's quote, whatever it takes. The perspective to have is that there's no one way to go about winning. Every game is different. Every series is different. Whatever situation we are in, we have to match the mindset to do whatever it takes. So we can criticize the Celtics, talk about what they've done wrong and how they should be better, while also acknowledging that so far they're fucking winning, and everything they showed in the regular season showed that they can win. We can project like, oh, they don't have a chance against this team, don't have a chance against that team. No other team is up 3-1 right now, right? And it's not like the Knicks and Pacers, sure, it could be an easy series. But at the same time, the Celtics won 14 more games than anybody else in the East. They earned the 1 seed for a reason, right? It's exhausting seeing a lot of this discourse, and just let the games play, criticize what you see on the court, and let it be that.
Yeah, the people crying like that the Celtics are getting injury luck. I want to shout out Max on Twitter. He is the biggest Tatum guy ever. Always has all the Tatum stats. I don't remember what his last name is, but he is very active. And he just like went through like all of the people that were bitching about this. I think Kevin O'Connor, the tweet that you literally pulled up, he responded to him was like, what about the time Kemba got hurt and Isaiah and Kyrie and Hayward not being there in the 18 run? And then Jaylen Brown has wrist surgery right before the playoffs in 21. 22, you have Marcus getting hurt. You have Rob Williams hurt. 23, you had the Brogdon thing. Like, there's always something. Porzingis is literally hurt right now. There's always something. It's the playoffs, and it sucks. And I hate that Porzingis is hurt. I'm sure these teams hate that their guys are hurt. That's what happens. It's part of it. And like you said, the Celtics earned the privilege of having the what is it? What's the word? Favorable seed.
Favorable.
Sorry. There you go, Sam. You fucking dumb fuck. I'm just watching Scott Foster call a foul and then try and figure out who he called the foul. Sorry. But no, like, listen, these teams have to earn the privilege of playing the Celtics. That's kind of what happens when you're the 1 seed. Everybody has to fight to try and play you. And if you really want to bitch at somebody for the way the seeding happened, bitch at the Cavs. They punted on the last day of the season. Could have had Milwaukee in the Celtics side of the bracket. Could have had the Knicks there. But no, Cleveland punted. Cemented themselves the 4th seed.
Listen, man, it's like the LeBron thing. Everyone's going to say, oh, I knew it. And everyone along the way is going to be like, oh, these guys suck. These guys suck. These guys suck. You can't judge the team until the season is over. Like there is no way to judge. You can criticize what's going on in the court. You can criticize the way they're playing, but there's no way to judge what this team is until they fucking show you. And for all those saying, well, they have shown us. This is a new season. Every season is different. Like everyone who was like, after 2021 season, did you think they make the finals the next year? Was everyone going into that year expecting that? No, because they got better and the team changed and they added pieces and they changed shit. Guess what happened this year? The team's different. They added shit. They added new coaches. They added Porzingis. They added Drew Holiday. And Porzingis, for what it's worth, has played in like 2.5 games. So we don't know what's going to happen. All that the Celtics can do is play the games on the court. And like you said earlier,
and pray.
Luckily, they don't seem to give a shit, which is the biggest.
What do they care?
Exactly. And that's good. Well, because past teams have cared. And that's a big change and an important one. So credit to them for changing that way. But anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure they're all going to be very level-headed and not crazy at all. And shout out to the guy in today's comments who got mad at me. Love you. I'll let you wrap it up.
Thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads. We're coming at you with new content at 5 a.m., whether it's full pods, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Game recaps the morning after. And other videos like this one in between. We also have Talk and Seas live tentatively Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. We have Suds Round Table Tuesdays around 6. You didn't get it today. I think it's going to be Thursday this week. And then you have pregame, half hour before every single game. So come out, hang out. It'll be fun. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. If you follow us there, you're going to get the pods and game recaps right into your feed. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Reach out. Tell us what you think. Sure, you're going to have something to say before the game tomorrow. Let us know. We love to hear from you guys. You can find us on socials at How About Them C's. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's just the name of the pod. Our streams are there. They're on Twitter and they're on YouTube. You can find Jack on Twitter at JacksMoneyB. You can find me at Samuel France. And that's it for us.